Obviously you bring up 2013 and Studio 54. You always talk about it when you drop 54 at the Garden. But I remember covering the All-Star game in New York. Monte was out there as well. It was my first big event. And I remember thinking, okay, it's the first set of teammates for the Warriors to go to the All-Star game since the mid-'70s, I think, since Rick Barry and Nate Thurman. It was you and Clay. And I remember walking downtown in New York, and Times Square is right there. And there's a billboard of you in the middle of Times Square. And at the time, I'm thinking, wow, that's a member of the Golden State Warriors. It didn't dawn on me that, wait a minute, your stardom is reaching now another level. It's going to another level. Was that for you personally, obviously making the All-Star game once again, but did you feel like maybe you're starting to hit another stratosphere in terms of your stardom?
It's kind of interesting from my perspective because, and this sounds cheesy as hell, but it's still surreal, if that makes any sense. Like, it doesn't necessarily make sense what this journey has been like. And to your point, like, I can go back to different, moments where you knew you were crossing a different threshold, but you didn't really give yourself enough time to really, settle into whatever was happening because you knew, like, oh, that just raised the expectations down. Now what are you going to do? And, from a fan perspective, people, showing up at road arenas or wearing your all-star jersey, or just the idea that we're kind of raising the profile of the franchise in terms of individual success on top of team success, like all that stuff. It is kind of like a blur to me when I think about it. But when you brought up the question, I could vividly go back to that moment for sure. And then I could go back to coming home after going back to the hotel after the 54 piece in MSG, and like the TV was on SportsCenter, and I got wrapped up into the vortex of watching the 60-minute loop, and then it came back on and they were still talking about it, and they were still talking about it, and we had lost that game. So it was kind of a weird mentality. All those moments mean like, oh, you get a little taste of it, like, all right, now what you gonna do next? So for any competitor, until you're really done, it's really hard to kind of reminisce, if you will, just because you're never really comfortable in the success.
Kareth actually brought this up. Kareth Kurt, she goes, I wonder when is the last time Steph was able to just go into a Starbucks and say, hey, let me get a grande iced coffee. Throw Steph on that. Can you recall the last time, speaking of stardom, that you were able to just walk into, I don't know, a Home Depot, a Golf Mart, a Starbucks, be like, hey, I'm Steph, let me get this iced coffee, without all the paparazzi? Because now I don't think you can walk anywhere without security.
Yeah, that part's a little different. I remember telling a story, me and my wife going to eat in Walnut Creek. I can't remember the restaurant, but it was like when I got carded trying to get a beer.
DTK.
Yes, there it is. Like, that's one of the times that I remember being incognito, if you will, or kind of just going under the radar. Nobody knew who I was. The ID part is just funny because I looked like I was 18 so generously. So it's different life now. Obviously, you're blessed with everything that you've been given. And like you said, the platform and the notoriety, because so much is good has come out of that in terms of things that you want to do on and off the court. But it is different for sure. I grew up in the league watching my dad in Charlotte, right. So I kind of knew what, stardom, or I hate to use the word, but fame is, but never really let it change who you are. But you gotta, appreciate the appreciation of others.